This is Andy Gutierrez from StarWars.com, and you are listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z. This is the podcast you're looking for.
This is James Arnold Taylor, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi. I have a good feeling about this.
Well, hello there, friends, and welcome back to another episode of CWK Live every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm your host, Dan Zera, thrilled to be talking Star Wars with each and every one of you. Well, it's great to see all of you here on the big show. Let's welcome in our friends. First, we have Minta. This is the way. It's CWK Day, and I have a big announcement. Minta is going to be one of my guests on Coffee with Kenobi this week. It is going to be her first time on the podcast. We're excited to have Minta on the show. Mary's here. Happy Andor Tuesday, everyone. Sorry I missed last week, but we'll be back. But back tonight with my CWK Live family. Well, it's great to see you, Mary. Great to see you. And, you know, Mary was hanging out last week with David and Ashley Eckstein. So, you know, it's okay. I understand that. Hello there, Jason. Great to see you. Josh is here. Good evening from California. Great to see you, Josh. Hello, Ross. Great to see you, buddy. Ross had a great Edgar Allan Poe costume for Halloween last night, so that was really impressive. Ryan is here. Hello, Ryan. Great to see you, buddy. Greetings to you. Great to have you on the show, where we're in for a fun show tonight. We're going to look at the top 5 moments from Andor's episode Narkina 5, which is quite a heavy episode. We're going to get all into that. We're going to look at the new Bring Home the Galaxy news for Star Wars merchandise, and of course, your comments and questions. So let's go ahead and take a look at what is brewing in the world of Star Wars this week.
And now, let's see what's brewing in the Star Wars universe this week.
Okay, so this week, a ton of merchandise. We had not only the Star Wars Bring Home the Galaxy stuff, but there was London Comic-Con. It was heavy with major announcements, particularly with, of course, all the great stuff that Hasbro is doing. So let's jump right in. I just posted this affiliate link a few minutes ago on Coffee with Kenobi's Twitter and in the CWK Cafe. This is a larger Funko of Grogu and the Rancor from the Book of Boba Fett. It's really a nice piece. I believe if you spend $39 or more on Entertainment Earth with our affiliate link, with the holiday code that is posted on Facebook and Twitter, you get free shipping. So that's something good for you to consider. And it's really, again, really neat looking from a great scene. Ben is here, says, good evening and go Phillies. Yes, Ben, wow, thanks for being here. I mean, your team is in the World Series and you're joining us. That is some incredible dedication. Minta says, it's so cute. It is really adorable. The Rancor even looks cute. So these two, I wouldn't know that they're cute, but they're awesome. This is a print featuring the Mandalorian and Boba Fett together. It's really quite nice. This one comes framed. Ben is multitasking. That's a talent that I do not possess. So George Mann's Quest for the Hidden City just came out today, so they wanted to highlight that, and they should, because it is quite a spectacular book. These take place even before the original High Republic novels, and they're great. They're great fun. Jason wants to know, is there ever a name given to that Rancor? Not that I recall. Not that I remember. There may be one somewhere as a deep cut, but not that I'm familiar with. This is Cad Bane's vessel from the Bad Batch. There's a Lego of that was just announced, and it comes with some great minifigures as well. Brian is here. What's up, Brian? Good to see you, man. Great to have you back on the show. We're just going through some new Star Wars merchandise. So there's new Darth Vader luggage, which is really nice. You have the black option of this set, and then there's also a set that is in gray, which I will show you on the next slide. There you go. Pretty great. I like them both, but I think I like the black one even more. Really, really cool stuff. And I think the entire set is only $300. You can, of course, get more insights into pricing and links and things like that on coffeewithkenobi.com and naturally on starwars.com and Shop Disney. This is a Star Wars melter. This is the Mandalorian version. I do not know What it smells like, I have not smelled this particular one, but it is pretty fun. Festive. Mary says the black shows the image better. I agree with that. I agree. Now there are 3 different kinds of blankets. There's a Hoth one, an Andor one, and a Tatooine one. I, of course, had to spotlight the Hoth one because that's my favorite planet in the original trilogy. But they're really nice. Kristen Baber has a great article on StarWars.com that came out Tuesday, November 1st, that goes into the creation of these different blankets. They're very, very nice looking. And I'm sure they're quite soft and comfy for those holiday snuggles underneath the Christmas tree. There you go. Here's a new card game. I don't know if it's a company that makes Uno. I mean, from here, it's really hard to tell. But it looks like a lot of fun. It's called Something Wild. It's got some different pairing and matchups and looks like a good time. Mita says, for the wintertime, blankets are a must. That is definitely a popular theme in my household. So I'm going to share with you a couple of new pieces of merchandise from Life Day. I like the hat, but I got to say, I'm not a big Life Day guy. I think I've talked about this before, but the holiday special has never done anything for me. Now, to be fair, I've only seen it once, and that was when it originally aired, so it's been a significantly long time. But I know there are people out there that absolutely adore it, so there you go. There is a hat, and then there is a kid's t-shirt. Now, that one's pretty cute. And all of the Life Day merchandise is on shopdisney.com for you to check out. Now, now we're getting into some Black Series stuff. This is, of course, Dr. Aphra. This is an awesome figure for an awesome character. There have been other versions of Aphra, at least in the vintage collection. I have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and then I've got the vintage collection one. I feel like this is the first Black Series Aphra, but I'm not 100% sure. If any of you know, let me know. So I want to make sure I share the right information. But this is Aphra. Again, a great looking figure. There is Mara Jade. We haven't seen a Mara Jade figure in a significantly long time. It's Black Series again. Hasbro sends me a lot of great pictures. I try to find one that kind of spotlights everything, but this is a great image of what the box looks like. And the figure with her blaster and her purple lightsaber. Mita says the figure of Aphra looks amazing. Totally agree with you. All right, Bastilla Shen this is from the Gaming Greats collection, Knights of the Old Republic. I am not familiar with this figure because I never played Knights of the Old Republic for no reason other than when it was really popular. I was in college and I didn't have a PC, a gaming PC, so I just never bought it or I never played it. But I saw people playing it. It looks spectacular, and a lot of my friends have told me that this is a great character, and it looks like a really cool figure. A double-bladed yellow lightsaber, kind of. I wonder if that inspired the Jedi Temple Guards. So this guy, Darth Malgus, also from the same gaming system, a really nice looking figure. I really like that red and how it really pops. It does look like it's a case of armor with a nice brown cloak. Those black boots look spectacular. It's another really great looking figure. Okay, a Scar Trooper. These are from the comics. And this is a Black Series one. Again, we've got no plastic anymore on these, so this is the cardboard one. And it's another take on classic Stormtroopers. This one has an antenna on the helmet for different signals. And it's got a jetpack, a really cool looking blaster. A fairly standard Stormtrooper besides that, but it's still really kind of a fun thing. And if you're a troop builder, this is the way to go. All right, we've got Val. We're going to be talking about her a lot throughout Andor, naturally. And she is, this is her Black Series figure. We had the vintage one recently, but here is her Black Series figure. We've gotten to see her do some more things over season 1, and she's a great character, a great looking figure. So this is one that I'm sure will be high on a lot of people's lists. And this is Cassian, of course. This is Cassian Andor. This is a vintage collection one in his Imperial disguise. This one was just announced today, actually. Now, in the vintage collection, you've got, this is a speeder bike, and it comes with a Scout Trooper, and it's got a stand for the Scout, for the speeder bike itself. And a really nice one. I mean, I like that it comes together in that box. So cool. Daniel's here. Hello, Daniel. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome back to CWK Live. And this one, in my day, we called this character Nikto, but this is the new vintage collection figure. Another great looking figure. Hasbro just seems to do no wrong with their sculpts. They're so good. And here's Paz Vizsla, a really nice one. He comes fully equipped with a ton of weapons and backpacks and a lot of great stuff. Jason says the face sculpt on the Vel figure looks incredible, doesn't it? Let's go back to that. Yeah, it's the photorealism they do with these things continues to be just another level of art. It's just spectacular. I know Hasbro puts a lot of pride, a lot of hard work into their quality products, and it definitely shows here. And I try to post affiliate links to these things when I can. So if you're excited to pre-order, then please do that. But if you can wait and you see my affiliate links with Entertainment Earth or Amazon.com, that certainly helps out the show as well. So there you go. That is the merchandise. There's a lot of stuff this week, I think. And there's so much more, again, on Stars.com. I've got some links on Coffee with Kenobi and, of course, on Shop Disney. But as fun as that is, I know one of the main reasons you're here is for us to do our top 5 together. So we need to do that. This week, again, our category is Top 5 Moments from Andor, Narkina 5. This is episode 8 in season 1. We've only got a couple of episodes left in this jaw-droppingly spectacular first season. So let's see what you all came up with your top 5s from Narkina 5. Narkina 5 is not a place that you want to go spend time with, not a place you want to go and visit, but there are some truly important things that happen on this planet, and we're going to break it all down for you right here. Of course, last week, Jen and I and Colby Mead really went deeply into this episode, and I'm looking forward to revisiting it with all of you. Let's go to number 5, rules and compliance. Why did I put this down? I think there's no wasted space or information in this episode. There's exposition, but if it's along with the story, you feel nervous while you're watching how the rules work and the fact they're taking off their shoes at the beginning and you don't really know what to expect, but you find out as Cassian finds out, and you almost feel like you're a prisoner too because of the way the exposition plays itself out. It's very expedient, it's very tidy, and there's no time for anything fluff because they've got to get these prisoners right to work. It's just a really good way to set the mood, and I really appreciated the storytelling aspect of that here. Number 5 for Josh. THX 1138 prison theme plus Cassian's prison time of 2182 is also the single side band frequency for emergencies. Look at that. I didn't know that. That's fantastic. Lori, Electric 4 and Andor getting shocked. Oh, there you go. Lori, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Ben's 5 is a sign language. Everyone seems to be slowly losing their minds there. And then these two found a way to communicate. My mind is racing. It's pretty brilliant. It really is brilliant. 5 for Ross. Segrona, a new Chandrillan cheers, and we can't even put a sour gummy worm in Prosecco to really make it pay off at home. No, we can't, but I'm sure that Jen or somebody on Stars.com is going to figure out something for that, for sure. Number 5 for Mary is Cassian not being in control as he's taken to Narkina 5. The look on his face during the voyage there. Once he gets there, during the orientation and training, he just has a deer in headlights look. Yeah, it doesn't go away, does it? He's stuck, but he's so resilient too. It's fascinating. Maintenance 5. The one scene where they introduce a way to keep the prisoners in line made my jaw drop. I can't tell if anti-gravity, PE electric, but it looked painful. It looked horrible. Again, we talked about that a lot on Coffee with Kenobi this week. The way that they capture that horrible sensation. Daniel's 5 is moon boots. So fitting for the complex. I think they might be amended snowboarding boots. I was talking to Tom about this at school, and he referred to them as Air Jordans, which I thought was pretty funny. If they were, I'd probably have to get them, wouldn't I? Yes. Okay, Jason's number 5. The 2 inmates using hand signals to communicate in the prison. A really cool detail that, along with the extra boots in the background of the prison guard room, Makes me wonder if there's some foreshadowing of how Cassian might eventually escape. That is an interesting idea, Jason. Brian's number 5, Cassian trying to understand everything. I was wondering if he would end it all and stay on the floor when it was activated instead of going into the cell. I wonder how many of these soldiers, or not soldiers at all, I wonder how many of these individuals have similar frustrations and consideration for a really horrific experience. Very good. I love your list. Wow, I love the detail that you brought along. Let's go ahead and see what else you got for number 4. I wrote antithesis for number 4. And here's what I mean by that. And I mentioned this on the show too. To me, Star Wars is about hope. This episode is not about hope. It's the opposite of hope. It's very dour. It's very depressing. It's even though there's artificial light, there's artificial hope here as well. This is the episode that is the antithesis of what Star Wars stands for, which is why it's so jaw-dropping and powerful, and why it's so extremely well done. Extremely well done. Number 4 for me, to Sagarona sounds like a drink we need at Galaxy's Edge. Sounds wicked good. That's exactly what I was thinking. Galaxy's Edge, or the Galactic Star Cruiser, where some of you are going to join me next summer. All good choices. Josh's number 4 is Andy Serkis. Isn't he a delight? I mean, he's not a delight in this episode, but he's just such a good actor. Such a good actor. All right, I did bring it up, so I'll just pop it up here really quickly. We're in the middle of our 4. Remember, there are limited rooms left for June 12th to the 14th of next year to join me on the Galactic Star Cruiser. Coffee with Kenobi and MEI and Mouse Fan Traveler are going to team up to bring you a Star Wars vacation experience like nothing you have ever done before. And I'm personally vouching for that. It's like nothing you've ever done before. It's great. So many of you have signed up, and I hope that many more of you do, so we can hang out together there and at Galaxy's Edge. I really can't think of anything more fun. All right, antithesis was my number 4. Let's see what other people have for 4. Daniel's 4. Cassian's eye for scoping out all the details. I can see his mind working and remembering. Yes, I agree. He's like a sponge. Number 4 for Ben is welcome. Dotless Andy Serkis. What a great surprise. And I have a lot of questions about where his character will go. Let the snow conspiracy theories begin. Fortunately, I've not heard too many of those because I just don't think it's related at all. But, of course, people are going to think that. Some will, and I understand. Mary's number 4, Daedra and Cyril's meetings. The interactions between them were so good. She is definitely in control, but he keeps pushing back. Yes, you are so right on with that. Jason, number 4, he's about to say something that I agree with. I am no longer rooting for Daedra Romero. She's just ruthless, but give major credit to Denise Go for incredible acting talent and portraying Daedra's drivenness and determination. Here, Jason. I am no longer a Daedra fan either, but she's certainly a great character. Lori's next one. Andor really looking at his surroundings in the prison. That's cool. And Lori, so your Facebook profile image is so fun with Grogu. That's great. Number 4 for Ross is Daedra being completely dismissive of Cyril in the ISB interrogation room when only cracked based on never being taken seriously. It's a good question. He does kind of seem like a time bomb, doesn't he? Number 4 for Brian, introduction to Melshi. He was the only one to get Cassian's name right the first time and seems to be paying attention. Can't wait to see how they bond going forward. Oh, that's a good one. I hadn't thought about that, but that is a really good number 4. I like that. Well, 4 minus 1 is 3. Let's see what your 3 is. Clarity of purpose. At the end, this episode, Luthen and Saw Gerrera have this it's a tense conversation, but it's not tense at all because they're both powerhouses. They're both very set in their ways and strong-willed, and they're both very capable of very powerful, dangerous things. But I never feel like either is going to harm the other. They both have this vision, and seeing them talk is really fascinating. It's something I was hoping I would get to see. But when Saw says he is the one that has clarity of purpose, it's just a really powerful moment. And I really appreciated the drama and the acting of these two powerhouse actors. It was great. Number 3 for Arminta is Andy Serkis. I'm used to seeing him as a villain, so it was a nice change of pace to see him expanding his roles. I agree. I love Andy Serkis. Next one for Josh. Lieutenant Daedra Miro can torture someone and not mess up her hair. Purely terrifying character. Interesting. I see what you did there, Josh. Mary's number 3, Andy Serkis popping up. I literally jumped off the couch when he came onto the screen. He's such a marvelous actor, really hoping his character has an important arc in this. I do too. I really like him. He's very fascinating. Lori's next one is Cyril and Daedra. I love how much he wants to redeem himself. He is very determined and focused. Ross is number 3. The senator is using a word like frustrating, too easily provoked, and overreactive about Palpatine. Then they attempt to justify his approach. It's terrifying. It is. It's so based in reality, this fictional universe, and how we sort of deal with different issues in our lives. It's really interesting. And, there's a silly part of me that's like, what would they say if Palpatine was in the room? Probably not the same thing. And if they knew him the way we did, look out. Ben's number 3. Luthen tries to recruit Saw. Both have a scary vision of the rebellion, and they each have what the other needs, but unless they settle their differences, the rebellion won't happen. I know. What is going to happen with these two? Jason's 3. The writers continue to do such a great job depicting how brutal, dehumanizing, and downright evil the Empire is. I fear for Cassian what might be coming his way, but at the same time, I'm really looking forward to seeing what finally caused him to turn from his life of self-preservation and give himself to fighting the Empire. I'm looking forward to that as well. Brian's 3 is the shock floor. Tell me why the Death Star didn't have it on the detention level. The escape in episode 4 would have gone totally differently. Yeah, I know. I tend to think it's sort of like the Cassian thing he says in like the second or third episode. The Empire is so arrogant they can't imagine anyone would try to oppose them or is smart enough to do so. That's my theory. Viewer's certainly right on. 3 for Daniels. Love Daedra, her dedication to the cause, peering into the intricate and cutthroat Imperial organization. It very much is that, but she is endlessly compelling, as are all these characters. Again, that's why I think I like this so much. I think why so many people are drawn to it is because the way they break things down. Number 2 for me, it's been said several times, but I'm going to say it again. Andy Serkis, what a great character actor he is. He has such a presence, such a persona, and knowing that he's just such a pioneer in filmmaking anyway, he's also a great director. He's just a really captivating individual. So I like him. He's got, of course, such a great voice. All right, number 2 for Aminta. Daedra versus Cyril. She's very dismissive of him despite his claims. He feels like a cog, more like a cog in the machine than a person that probably won't take him too long to crack under the pressure. Yeah, we shall see. Josh's 2 is the Daedra and Karn meeting. Okay, interesting. Ross's 2 is introductions. Andy Serkis is Kino Loy, and Saw Gerrera back in action with a trusty sniper, Benthic, 2 tubes on patrol. I love 2 tubes. Such a cool look. Lori's next one is Luthen and Saw and the banter about the robbery. Very captivating stuff. Some great dialogue there. Mary's number 2. Saw and Luthen being together and discussing how fragmented the Rebel Alliance is at this point. We see how disillusioned Saw already is with no clarity of purpose. It's true. He doesn't seem to be having that, even though he says that he does. Jason's 2, the constant look of fear in Cassian's eyes through most of the episode. Diego Luna is such an excellent actor, especially with how much emotion he's able to convey using just his facial expressions. I said Cyril, and my watch thought I said Siri. Whoops. Not exactly. Ben's 2 is Cyril finally gets his chance, but no one wants to take him seriously. He may be in the wrong, but I can't help hope that he figures things out and in the right way. Well, interesting. Very interesting. Josh, Serkis has done Star Wars, King Kong, Marvel, and DC. Just needs Star Wars and Doctor Who, and his geek bingo card will be full. Yeah, he's racking it up. Ben's got an update for me. I'm glad I don't have the TV in front of me. Harper just hit a 2-run homer. Awesome. I gotta say, I am kind of pulling for Philly. Well, I guess I am. I mean, I like Dusty Baker. But anyway, back to Andor. Daniel's number 2, the prison work tables. Now they make a competition out of it. The facility seems to run on hydropower. Yeah, what are they building? What is going on there? It's really, I love that they don't tell us because we know as much as a prisoner do, which is nothing. Brian's 2, the ruthlessness of the ISB and how no one really cares about the briefing goes in the room where it happens. Oh, look at that. A little bit of a Hamilton reference there. Okay, let's do it. Let's give our number 1 for the 8th episode of Andor. Number 1 for me is cliffhanger. The cliffhanger is it's horrible. Bix appears like she's going to be tortured. She's frightened. Daedra purposely makes the prisoner who's just been beaten stay, and then she acts like she doesn't want him there when Bix shows up. It's part of the head games that they were playing, and it's really terrible. But it makes for great storytelling when you, at the end, are so hooked and you want to know what's going to happen. Just smart. So that's my number one. Number one for Aminta is Saw Gerrera. He seems somewhat more human than when we see him in Rogue One, but he's clearly at odds with Luthen when it comes to the rebellion, and he's already spiraling down a violent path. That is for darn sure. Josh's number one is Marva Andor. Fiona Shaw played a deathly ill person with haunting precision. Yeah, you really feel like she was actually ill. Jason's one is Saw Gerrera. It was really exciting to see him finally enter the story, and I hope we get to see more of him and his group in the episodes to come. I do too. Ross's number one is Everything Narkina 5. Melshi, the sign language, the floors, like the Hunger Games meets Squid Game. Good call, Jen. In a galaxy far, far away. That was a really good comparison. Lori says, poor Bix. I also think she really cares about Cassian. Oh, I do too. Gosh, did everybody give their number one? No, there's still a few of you out there, so feel free to chime in with your number one. Again, what an episode. What a spectacular episode as far as theming, but it's certainly not something you'd watch to get yourself excited or happy. It really, really does sort of suck all the joy out of the room, but narratively, it's genius because you still want to see what's going to happen. Really smart. Ben, the prison metaphor, this number one for Ben. They switch back and forth between Mon Mothma and Cassian a lot in the middle. Cassian is looping his grip in a physical prison. Mon Mothma suffocating in a mental one. They're linking these two characters' experiences really well. Oh, that is very insightful. I love that. Brilliant. Mary's number one, activities on Ferrix with Marva, B, Bix, and Brasso all caring for her. Vel and Cinta staking out Marva's place waiting for Cassian, and then the ISB arriving and taking Pac and Bix into custody. Tension. Daniel's number one. Saw Gerrera a bit less dramatic and not wounded enough to suck down that air. Nope, but it's probably coming. Number one is who's more apathetic, for Brian wants to know. The Empire is so arrogant and keeps knocking everything out of the way, where the rebels seem to be so far apart from each other. It's true, it's kind of a contest. Lori agrees, she says that was really great writing. It's phenomenal. Jason says this episode was super bleak, but such good storytelling. It's, yeah, like I said, number four, it's completely the opposite of the hope that you've come to expect from Star Wars. But what you have come to expect from CWK is that next week, we're going to talk about episode 9 of Andor. Only 3 episodes left in season 1. Episode 9 of Andor. Really looking forward to seeing what happens in this prison that is a prison for so many reasons. And gosh, what's going to happen with Luthen? Are we going to see Saw again? There we go. I really like what Ben said about Mon Mothma and how their two storylines really are intersecting, but in very different ways. Well done. Josh says this episode was a gut punch. We did a podcast on the constitutional issues with the prison. There was a lot to discuss. I'm sure there was. I can't imagine what your prep is like, Josh. It's or maybe it just comes naturally to you when you're breaking down key things. Either way, and very cool. All right. Let's go ahead and jump into Ask Dan Z. Boom. All right, it's your chance to ask me anything Star Wars related. I hope everybody had a really fun Halloween. On Sunday was the 10th anniversary of Disney purchasing Lucasfilm. I remember it so well. I know I told the story before, but I really like telling it. I was sitting at the kitchen table, and Corey texted me and he said, Disney bought Lucasfilm and they're making episodes 7, 8, and 9. And I have goosebumps. My jaw dropped. I said to my family, Disney bought Lucasfilm. They're making new Star Wars movies. And they just looked at me like, okay. And I was like, boom. And then for 2 weeks, I was in a daze. I kept listening to Star Wars podcasts, hearing Steve Sansweet be interviewed, all this stuff. It just blew my mind how exciting that was and how many possibilities, how many doors it opened for us as Star Wars fans. I very much trusted that Disney would be a good steward of the franchise because at that point, we were just getting parodies and stuff and a couple of video games. We really weren't getting any new stories. And this was the sign of great things coming. We've had 5 movies since then, a bunch of Disney Plus stuff, animated things. It's been a great ride, and I can't wait to see where else it comes along. Just terrific. Ben, Tales of the Jedi was fantastic, by the way. Which one was your favorite? Yeah, thanks for asking that, Ben. I posted a thread in the CWK Cafe talking about that because I know we want to talk about it. We will certainly visit all these when Andor is over because I think it very much warrants some really meaty discussions. You know, as far as my favorite, either the finale with Dooku or I don't know. Both the finales were great. They're all just spectacular. I love the one with Ahsoka as a child. I think there's a lot of strong Force stuff there. They're just beautiful. Have I started Christmas shopping yet? No, but I can't wait to put up my Christmas tree because Halloween's over. So it's coming soon. It is coming soon. Dana, what's the best time to go to Galaxy's Edge? Gosh, you know, it used to be like September was the least busiest month. But I don't think there is a non-busy month anymore or busy time when it comes to Disney World and Disneyland. They're just so popular. I think Galaxy's Edge's best experience, both as a day and night experience, because at night it has a very different atmosphere to it. It's just very, I don't know, there's just sort of a warmth about it, even though you're amongst these brown rocks everywhere. And it's just a very different vibe. Plus, it's cooler at night. And when you ride the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, the ride itself is different. When you're landing, you get to see different things at night. So it's just a delightful place to be. And hopefully, Daniel, will get to join us next summer at Galaxy's Edge with Me and Mouse Fan Travel. Josh says he met the lawyer who negotiated the deal for Lucasfilm. Wild story for all the work they did for the deal. Can't even imagine it. Brian says, Ben beat me to it. What was your favorite Tales of Jedi episode? I know we'll visit those later. Yeah, again, I still don't know. I don't know. We'll probably try to rank them at some point, but boy, they're just lovely. Lori says she's going Sunday to Galaxy's Edge. Well, Lori, that's awesome. I'm actually going to miss you by one day. I'm going to be there really, really quickly over the weekend, so I will miss you by one day. That's too bad. Do I have any good Star Wars ornaments on your Christmas tree? My entire tree is Star Wars ornaments. I got an Indiana Jones one too. But yeah, we've got a bunch of trees in the house, but one tree is purely just Star Wars ornaments. Mary says, we need to do one show on the Dooku arc, another show on the Ahsoka arc. So much in both of these arcs, they were so good. Yeah, I'm thinking about that, or maybe even just doing one for every. It depends on kind of what we've got going on. Laura says, Disneyland or Disney World? Disney World. Disney World. This is my makeup trip for my birthday, which I couldn't go to in September because of the hurricane. And fortunately, everybody seems to be doing better since that. That was really awful. But it looks to be clear skies, so I'm looking forward to that. Well, okay, everybody. That is going to do it for this week's episode of CWK Live. I wanted to shout out really quickly. I haven't been promoting these, but pour over this week was so much fun for me. I got to talk about one of my favorite movies. Certainly not a movie for kids. Neither is a franchise, but the original Halloween. Corey had never seen it. Tom has not seen it, and I'd only seen it once. So we give a review and a breakdown of Halloween 1978. Go through the entire franchise, tell you which ones to watch and which ones to skip. It was a great time. So if you're a member of the CWK Alliance, you have access to video and audio podcasts not heard anywhere else. We've got over 200 episodes of CWK Pro. I think that's a lot of fun. And hopefully you'll join us in the CW and as an Alliance member, the CWK Alliance. If you do want to know more about that, go to coffeewithkenobi.com/CWK Alliance. You can support me and the show and get access to some great content. Ben says, sounds like a picture of the tree for the cafe is in order. Absolutely. We're going to do that. Lori, I hope you have a great time at Disneyland. I think that's where you're going to be. Meantime, may the force be with you. I'll be sending you that email shortly. Mary, have a great week as well. Enjoy Andor tomorrow or later tonight if you're staying up late. Brian, this is the Tuesday you're looking for. Always a great time. It's a great time to chat with all of you. Thank you so much for joining me and taking time out of your busy schedule. Enjoy the World Series and that Halloween candy that you are still gobbling up. And I will see you next week. Thanks so much, everybody. Be well.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.
There's no one here. Move along. Move along.